Test 1 2. Okay. thumbs up or something, let us know.
So
Yeah, I'll give you maybe like a 10-second counter. That way you'll probably start 10 seconds in your head. You'll be live before it's a little bit.
Just go like that. If it makes it easy for me. Oh, okay. Even better.
Well, I can't, be by the door for so long. So I'll have to give you like 5 seconds.
Oh, so you'll do 5 and then I'll count the 5 myself.
Yeah. Yeah, and we can talk, because you won't have
You
to.
know, like, let's just give it 6.
What?
Give it 6, just so we don't get cut off. 2 would actually be. It's not really awkward.
Are you live?
This is the live stream.
So if we see a live
This is
stream,
the
Do you
live.
want jackets on the chairs?
no, a zip jack? Yeah, no.
Am I like jackets?
Yeah,
Oh,
don't
oh.
take, yeah. Good catch.
I don't want to leave it around, so I was like.
No, that's where the candidates go.
Yeah, just, put it over there, I guess, yeah.
Good catch.
Are we putting them that far?
Yeah.
Yes, only because the camera angle, when they were standing
Ah,
here,
the light.
was very straight down, where this feels more like a
It's gonna be
Plus,
pretty.
give them an ego thing because they're sitting right at the
They
front.
got a lot of space, they're the main
You think
chairs.
And they're sitting at the table for select board, right?
Shit.
Give them the gavel. Oh, here we go.
I get, no.
We should do that one.
Out of order, Epstein had nothing to do with this conversation.
Test.
Once you see that,
Just keep it red.
okay.
Good evening. Stoughton Media Access welcomes you to the election night coverage here at the Great Hall of Town Hall. My name is David Walsh, your host of Around Town, and I'm joined here with my co-host from last year, Chris Patel.
I'm back.
All right. I also have here Taylor Evans, a senior from Stoughton High School, who covers the Stoughton High School news.
Yes, hello.
So we will be reporting election results tonight as the results come rolling in. Let's see that rolling in. All right. There we go. So it is past 8 p.m. and the polls are now officially closed. Ballots will be delivered from each of our 8 precincts by police escort to the town hall. The clerk's office downstairs is reading the precinct tabulations, and the results are being conveyed to us, and we will be reporting them as soon as we get them. We have Amber downstairs collecting the vote counts and reporting it electronically up to us. We have Luke in the control room here at the town hall, keeping us connected and on air, and getting us the results up on your screen so you can see the results as they come in. As election results come in, please keep in mind the results are preliminary, just like the preliminary election, but the results are preliminary. They'll still need to be officially certified by our town clerk. We'll also have some time tonight to interview some of the candidates here with us tonight in the Great Hall as we wait for ballots to be tabulated. Chris and Taylor, thanks for joining me tonight. And I guess you guys, I'll start with you, Chris. How you feeling about the election tonight? You're looking pretty happy about it.
I'm excited. I mean, haven't been in front of the camera in a while.
Okay.
Yeah. Don't worry, I still live here. Still
Okay.
representing precinct 1.
All
I'm not
right.
going anywhere.
I'm sure
Yeah.
all the precinct 1 people are excited.
I don't even know if I know half of them.
Okay, that's okay. Taylor, you want to?
Yeah, I think this is a great opportunity.
Since you're the new guy.
Yes. I think this is a great opportunity for young people. You know, this is a great entryway into politics. I'm definitely very glad to be doing this. And I encourage anyone watching right now, if you're on the younger side, I encourage you to seek out opportunities like this to sort of get a look into the inner workings of the political process like this. Yeah.
Great. I appreciate the insight, and I appreciate the help. You know, I think the last time you had to help me with a lot of the screen stuff, electronics. It's always good to have 2 guys here giving me a hand with the results as they come rolling in. So just one thing to make aware is that we got 7 candidates that pull papers, and there's 2 seats available for the select board, and a town charter called for a preliminary election to narrow the field of candidates to 4 candidates. And we should soon find out who those 40 candidates are. And those 4 candidates go on to our town election, which is scheduled for April 7th. So that kind of gives us an idea of it. As I was saying, I'm just waiting for people here to assemble for interviews as we see results come in. But one thing I wanted to just give some stats, I guess, or information while I'm waiting for numbers to come in. Just as, you know, for everybody to know, Stoughton has 8 precincts. And again, it's a preliminary election to narrow the field down to 4 candidates. And just so you know, we have some other important dates coming up that I want to make sure that everybody's aware of. We have our annual town election, which I was talking about earlier. These 4 candidates will go on to April 7th. I got some other important meeting dates that are important to notice too. Is our special town meeting is scheduled for March 2nd. We have our annual town election, I mentioned, April 7th. We also have our annual town meeting, which is scheduled for May 4th. And then from the town meeting perspective, we go on to state primary election, which is on September 1st. And then final state elections will be on November 3rd. So keep all those dates in mind as you look forward to town meeting, as well as state elections and town elections as well. So I've just taken a look here to see if anything's come in. And so far, I'm not seeing anything on my screen. You guys seeing anything on your screens? Or
Yeah, I'm not.
Yeah.
No.
Okay. So I'm just holding here.
I think the primary election and the state elections, these are very important. We're going to be electing our governor, and we're going to be electing one of our Senate seats. So those are both very important elections, which I think it's important to point out those dates. I think it's very useful to know that.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, and you know, I think there's they've got the primary as well as the general election, so we'll have to see how that moves forward as well. So far, I think they're still tabulating.
Mm-hmm.
Not seeing anything coming across. And then this time, I don't know if you remember from the last time, but I did bring my calculator just in case we need to do some calculations, and I did bring my phone as a backup calculator, but
Can't have too many calculators.
can't have too many calculators. But I've been assured by Luke and Amber that the spreadsheets, I won't have to do that kind of math, because you probably don't want to watch me struggle with the math to come up with the numbers.
It was
So,
fun last time.
yeah.
Kept us on our toes. I don't know if anyone remembers that.
Hmm. So just taking a look here.
So if anyone wanted to get involved in like local government, what would you say to them? Like, how would they get involved?
Yeah, I guess it depends what people's interests are. There's certainly a lot of boards in the town that are always looking for members to join in on, as well as I always encourage people to join in on town meeting. That's always as most of you know, town meeting is a representative town meeting in Stoughton. So you just need 15 signatures to get on the ballot, although they recommend you to get 20 signatures to get on the ballot. And put your name in there. Join us at town meeting. It's a great civic duty. It also gives you insight about how the town runs. I mean, how the budget runs, and from there there are plenty of boards in the town to either take us an appointee or elected. In fact, even in each of the precincts, you have the opportunity to be appointed to different boards as well. So, yeah, I would say any one of those or the above.
Good. Well, you heard the man.
You can do this in precinct 1. There's opportunity.
I'll go for it. Maybe you'll see me in the future.
Yeah. How about you? Do you have aspirations to?
Oh, well, I think local government can be a very daunting thing. Even though it's very readily available to people, it can be a bit of a challenge because it's people it's a lot of people you might have established relationships with, so it might be difficult to go in there and talk politics. But I think it's very important to have like a balance in terms of having a lot of different people represented, and I think the town meeting does a very good job with that. The sort of barrier for entry is not very high, and so that can allow for a bunch of people, and there's a lot of open seats. So I feel like the town meeting is definitely a very good solution to a lot of the issues some people might have with government as it is today.
Yeah, and I was going to say the other thing, you're always welcome to come to town meeting. It's not that you can't come in and attend town meeting either. So if you're trying to understand what the process is and get more familiar with it, you certainly show to town meeting, and you can even have your voice heard if you're recognized by the moderator. So I would highly recommend, even if you just want to get a flavor of it, feel free to attend a town meeting and just understand the process and get more familiar with that part of it. So you're certainly welcome to do that, and I would encourage it as a way to get familiar with the process.
So this election is going to be filling two selectmen seats. I mean, or select board seats. Sorry. What does the select board actually do for the town? Like, what's the importance of this?
Well, that's a great question. So the select board is really the policy makers for the town. So they're responsible for doing the policy. They're responsible for the roads and the infrastructure stuff they can vote on. So so they've kind of like they set the policies, right? So the budget's put together by the town as well as the finance committee. Those pieces get put together, and then that's presented to the select board. They can put their recommendations in, and that goes to the floor town meeting to take that vote. So it's obviously every committee and every every function of the town has an importance to put government together in its whole, right? So that's one piece of that puzzle, right? That's one piece of that picture. So, but I always like to say that the primary policy makers of the town. So, so that's a good question.
And that is why it's important to go out and vote for who you believe. Even though the polls are closed now, just in the future, go vote for who you believe in, what you believe in. Local government makes more of a difference in your life than the bigger scale government, if you think about it, right? Like,
that is very true.
Smaller, tight community. I mean, it's a lot more important to your day-to-day basis or day-to-day life.
Yeah, and you do see a lot of that passion in Stoughton. There's a lot of people who are very passionate about the town, which is obviously great to see. And one thing I did want to mention that you brought to my attention is we do have 8 precincts, right? And the whole process of getting these tabulated ballots in, because we had early voting, we had mail-in voting, So the way those get processed in the tabulators to get counted, and it's interesting, I thought, is it was news to me because I didn't really understand it. But so all those ballots that were taken from early voting, mail-in voting, are pulled together, and then they're sent out to each individual precinct. Okay, and then once they're at that precinct, it's the folks at that precinct that go in, or the folks manning that precinct take those ballots and they run them through the tabulators. They do that out at the precincts, not necessarily here at Town Hall, which I didn't realize that. So each of the precincts get the ballots that belong to that precinct. They tabulate them there in the tabulators. They run them through the machines, and then those are brought back to Town Hall to be accumulated and added up. So
Great insight.
yeah, so it's a little different than I
Yeah.
guess some people might have thought, and certainly myself. So I think it's worth noting for viewers to understand the process. So, okay, are we seeing anything coming in? I think
No,
so
not-
far.
Not yet.
Okay, so we're getting closer. I'm still counting. You guys have any other questions? Yeah.
I feel like with regards to the candidates, even divorced from their policy, I feel like there are some things that might affect the vote totals in terms of, I recognize one of the names here, Robert Kirby, as I understand, he's run for a select board before. And so having that increased name recognition, that might play an effect on it. And then the same thing with Deborah Roberts. She's an incumbent select board member. And so that might influence vote totals one way or another just by her name being out there more than some other candidates owing up to her service.
Okay. And we'll have to see how all the numbers come in because I haven't seen anything come in. I don't know if you want to.
Also, if anyone has any questions, feel free to go to our YouTube chat. We are live on YouTube. Just let us know, and we'll try to get to all the questions as
Chris
best as
here,
possible.
he's
by
got
way.
the computer going. He's got the simulcast going. He's hitting the.
I got all the
responsing-
information here today.
so as he did the last time, he's keeping us in line with all the things we need to see. So I see the whole screen
Yeah,
scrolling there. So
got a
you
lot
must
of-
be. Are you hitting the chat at the same time?
Well, I'm trying to watch the chat. We haven't got anything yet.
Okay, all right. I thought the whole thing was scrolling through a bunch of chats,
No,
and
no.
I thought we were in trouble.
I got my little tricks.
Okay. All right.
Cool.
So we could take a 5-minute break and just a momentary break, I should say,
Yeah.
not necessarily a 5-minute break, just to see where we are with the numbers and the candidates coming in here. So if we could, why don't we just take a short recess, and then stay with us. We're just going to take a short recess, make sure everything's going along, and then see if we can get the candidates who are in the audience, get them up here. So if you can, just hold tight, and we'll be back online quickly. So if we just looks like precinct. Hey, welcome back, folks. Hopefully you stayed with us. It looks like results are actually coming in right now. Looks like we're getting some results, and it looks like precinct 1 is reporting totals here, and it looks like we'll go down the list here for the results. For precinct 1, Robert Kirby is at 47, Deborah Roberts is at 80, Don Dino is at 64, Ed DeFelice at 14, Mark Stankiewicz at 53, Stephanie Carrera at 67, and Lori Jacques at 78. So it looks like right now, Deborah in the lead, Lori in second, right? Is that the way I read this?
Lori in second, and then Stephanie in third.
Third, yeah. Okay, and the fourth
That's a
would
total
be,
of 403 votes.
the fourth would be Mark, if I read that right? It looks like, is it coming up on the board here? Yeah. Okay. So that, again, this is first precinct in. We're reporting our first precinct in, and again, it's the top 4. So right now that stands at Deborah at 80, Lori at 78, Stephanie at 67, and Dawn at 64, right? So that would be the top 4, if I read that right.
And we got some graphs coming up on the screen for some visual
Great.
people.
Okay. So it's exciting. We're
Yeah.
our first precinct in. So here we go.
So,
So
I
you
saw on
think-
the YouTube chat some people are disappointed in the voter turnout during this election. What do you think about that?
So that came up on the chat area?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Well, it is a town election. I mean, that's not too uncommon when it's not tied to a state election. Sometimes, that's certainly one factor, I think. It looks like we've got precinct 2 coming in. And precinct 2 looks like we have.
Hold that thought.
Oh, I'm sorry. Chris is reminding you, hold that thought. There is more to it. I just got to. Thanks for keeping me straight.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so coming in precinct 2, we've got 55 for Robert, Deborah at 140, Don at 84, Ed DeFelice at 50, Mark Stankiewicz at 82, Stephanie at 147, and Lori at 133. So if I was to look at the total, which is probably most pertinent right now, we have Robert Kirby at 102. This is the total count between precinct 1 and precinct 2 at this juncture. Robert Kirby at 102, Deborah at 220, Don at 148, Ed DeFelice at 64, Mark Stankiewicz at 135, Stephanie at 214, and Lori at 211. So we got a tight race going on here,
Yeah.
guys. No? I mean, it's looking like some tight numbers here.
Definitely is, yes.
Yeah.
That's a total of 1,094 people.
Wow. Yeah. Well, that's 2 precincts, right? So
Yeah.
okay. So that's I mean, going back to your point, I mean, that's where you were going, is like the turnout, right? I mean, is this an unusual turnout? And we'll find out at the end of the night to see how it compares to other elections. But again, not being tied to a state election, this is a preliminary election on top of it, probably may have a factor in weather. I mean, there's a lot of factors that go into that. April being the regular town election, we might see more. There's other seats available at that point, or other seats being contested at that point. So that could change the numbers as we go forward. But so are the graphics up on the? Looks like the
The graphics are scrolling through right now. Also, I just want to remind everyone, these numbers that we are providing today are preliminary. They are not the final numbers. They're just what we're getting in from downstairs.
Yeah.
And we're in the town hall. So
And they get certified by the clerk's offices, when they
Yeah.
get through the final numbers. But just to go over it again, I think it's worth going over the numbers again. We're looking at Robert Kirby right now, looking at between precinct 1 and precinct 2 at 102, Deborah Roberts at 220, Don Dino at 148, Ed DeFelice at 64, Mark Stankiewicz at 135, Stephanie Carrera at 214, and Lori Jacques at 211. So right now the lead
Deborah
is
Roberts.
Deborah Roberts, right? So Deborah Roberts, Stephanie, and Lori look like the
Top three, yes.
top three. Who's
In
the
that order.
fourth? The
It
top
will
would be
be
Dawn.
It would be
Mike.
Dawn would be four.
Okay, yeah, would be the fourth. So
Yeah.
Again, it's the top four go on to the general election. So
So this also, I mean, I know we already talked about it but for people that are tuning in right now, how is this election going to work with the top four going to the special town meeting or
no, so it'll be these. It's actually considered the town election. Right?
town
So
election?
The annual town election is always on the books, so that's been scheduled for April 7th. And this was something that had to be done because there were 7 people who took papers out, got them certified. So there was too many candidates to go to the general election according to our town charter. So it required us to have a preliminary election to narrow the candidates down because there's 2 seats, basically 2 candidates for each seat, gives you the 4 total. So that's kind of how we ended up with the preliminary election. So
You got all the answers today.
well, maybe not. If you guys ask me anything, there's a good chance I won't have the answer.
What did you have for breakfast today?
I skipped it. Sorry.
It's important.
I know.
Very eventful day.
Yeah, don't follow that lead. That was just that's the way it happened. But, again, so we've got 2 precincts in, so that's certainly a start. And looks like I see a bunch of charts here. So Luke generated this software to generate these nice charts. So it's like we have nice colorful charts to look at to get more analysis of the numbers that we haven't seen before. So it's actually been very helpful for us to be able to do analysis on. So he's got an analysis on each of the candidates in the precinct, and so I'm sure he'll be scrolling through that as the night goes on. But we just want to keep you, our viewers, up to date on as the numbers come rolling in. Come on, guys, rolling in. There you go. Okay. So good. So again, right now we're looking at Deborah in the lead at 220, Stephanie at 214 in second, right, and then Lori at 211 third, and then Dawn at 148, right?
Yeah, I think it's interesting. There's sort of a contrast. The first 3, it's a very close, like practically neck and neck between. There's only a few single votes that separate them. And then when you're looking at that battle for 4th place, there's a noticeable drop off in votes. But even then, between the people vying for 4th place, it's a very close race there.
Oh,
That also shows the significance that, I mean, a lot of people think like, oh, when you're voting for a federal election, like, oh, my vote doesn't matter. Well, the local election, you can win by 1 vote.
Yeah.
So like you can be the person that
that
causes
could
your
be tonight.
candidate-
It could be
right.
a close one, right?
I mean, it's already pretty close. So
And just so you know, just not to cut it short there, Chris, but looks like I see precinct 7
Yes.
coming in with numbers. So precinct 7 numbers look like they're populated. And with that in mind, I'm seeing, I'll go through the numbers on now the precinct 7 is in. We got Robert Kirby at 139, Deborah Roberts at 317, Don Dino at 201, Ed DeFelice at 92, Mark Stankiewicz at 190, Stephanie Carrera at 291, and Lori Jacques at 292. So we've got a really tight race here. So when you look at now that precinct 7 is in, right now when you look at now that precinct 7 is, we've got Deborah at 317 in the lead, it looks like, and we have Lori and Stephanie.
they're separated by 1 vote.
1 vote.
Yeah.
So you were just talking about
Yeah.
how the vote makes a difference, and just it could be 1 or 2 votes. I mean, here's a classic example of right now we're looking at that's a 1 vote margin, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So and I think I'm seeing precinct 5 coming in. So we're getting some precinct 5 numbers in. And
I mean, you also think, I mean, the 4th and 5th, you said the top 4 are going to go towards the next election.
Right.
The 4th and 5th are going to be probably the battle because, I mean, they're only
Could be.
separated by 11 votes. And that's really, I mean, even if the top 2 and 3, they're separated by 1 vote, they're both going to make it to the next election.
Yeah.
So looking at that 4th and 5th is going to be interesting tonight.
Yeah, I agree. So now with precinct 5 in, we're looking at precinct 5 just populated in, and that brings in, and I'll go through the numbers here. We got Robert Kirby at 177, Deborah Roberts at 405, Don Dino at 276, if I see that right. Ed DeFelice at 126. Mark Stankiewicz at 240. Stephanie Carrera at 385. And look at that, Lori Jacques at 385.
So yeah,
So right now, you were just talking about this, like the one vote difference. And here we are.
they're tied now.
Right now, we've got what, 1, 2, 3, 4 precincts in, and we have a tie.
Yeah.
At the second spot, right?
I
I
So
might also mention Stoughton consists of 8 precincts, so we've got half of the votes in now.
half of the votes, exactly.
Yes.
Of course, all preliminary, but
And just as we're talking now, I see precinct 6 coming in. So our precinct 6 numbers are coming in, and as soon as they get totaled here, I'll go through the numbers again. So precinct 6 looks like it's populated, and with that in, it looks like Deborah Roberts at 499. We have Stephanie now at 454. Lori Jacques at 451, and Mark Stankiewicz came in at 281. So that, and Don Dino's at 315.
Mhm.
Okay, so that completes so I'll go over that again. So right now, where we are with precinct 7, 6, 5, 2, and 1 in, we are looking at Deborah Roberts at 499, Stephanie Carrera at 454, Lori Jacques at 451, and I need one more, and that would be Mark Stankiewicz at 281. Nope, I'm
no.
sorry, Don Dino at 315. So that's exactly what I did the last time. So it must be the way my spreadsheet's
we also
here,
have
so.
precinct 3 coming in now.
Okay, precinct 3 is being populated just as we speak. So that one
There we
fully
go.
came in. So we got precinct 3 just populated. That brings us to, this is interesting. So since this precinct came in, Lori Jacques is at 647. Deborah at 673. We have Stephanie Carrera at 562. And we have Don Dino at 397.
Cool.
So I'm going to read through the numbers as we wait for the next precinct to be popular. It looks like precinct. I'm going to hold on.
Precinct 4 is coming in
Precinct 4
now.
is coming in
Yeah.
now, so I don't want to get the numbers messed up here. So, and I think I'll just go sequential so that we don't.
It still is. I mean,
It's a close
it's a
race.
very close race right now.
It's a
Yes.
very close race.
I mean, between from first to fourth, first to fifth, it's very close.
Yeah, this is definitely a close race. And, again, I don't want to bring it up again, but to your point, it's one vote, 2 votes, and this could make a big difference in this kind of election, right?
Yeah.
So
We have precinct 3 that's came in.
yeah, I think we are now up. You want to wait for, I see the cursor over precinct 8, so I don't know if they're.
I guess if we are waiting for that, I think a good thing to inform the viewers here is in the event that this does end in an extremely narrow margin, or if the possibility is this election ends in a tie, some of the candidates tie for that 4th place spot. Obviously a recount would occur, but are you familiar? Would you know, could you clue our viewers into how the recount process maybe works for something like that, if that would happen?
I wouldn't even venture into that one. So I'm going to hold on.
I understand. It's very.
Comes to it, we will let you guys know.
And I don't think we're going to have to worry about it because the
No.
final precinct 8 just came in, and I'm going to read them off from the top just so that I don't mess up the order. So here we go. So Robert Kirby, 333. Deborah Roberts at 889. Again, that's 889. Don Dino at 568. Ed DeFelice at 270. Mark Stankiewicz at 491. Stephanie Carrera at 760. And Lori Jacques at 854. So right now, the way I'm reading this is top 4 is Deborah Roberts, Lori Jacques, Stephanie Carrera, and then who's the
Don
next?
Dino.
Don Dino, thank you.
Yes.
Thanks for straightening because
course.
so wow. I mean, I think we may have our 4 candidates. That's looking like all 8 precincts are reporting, and I'll go through those numbers one more time just so that we we see what the numbers are. And I think I see some candidates coming in. So this will give us an opportunity to have them, speak to you, the viewers. So I'll go through the numbers again. We have Robert Kirby at 333, Deborah Roberts at 889, Don Dino at 568, Ed DeFelice at 270, Mark Stankiewicz at 491, Stephanie Carrera at 760, and Lori Jacques at 854. And I don't know if you want to hit up Amber downstairs to see if we're good down there. And
Yeah.
So we're just going to make sure downstairs is everything's going okay, so that if the numbers are final or there's more things to be added up. If not, then we'll then head over to talk to our candidates who have entered the room here with us. So
While we wait, we might as well just bring them up.
yeah, in fact, that's probably not a bad idea. Get you at least positioned. And I guess I will go according to the specimen ballot for order here. So I don't see him out there, right?
Mm-mm.
So Stephanie Carrera, I think I see Stephanie. Yeah. Okay, Stephanie, if you want to come up, there's a seat up here, right behind the. Are we all set downstairs, Amber? Okay, great, thank you. So Amber just came up and has given us the thumbs up that things came together. So that's.
We'll
good.
read those out one more time at the end also.
Okay, yeah, we'll keep it active and live and stuff. Yeah, Stephanie, feel free to grab a seat. So, what I'd like to do is just give our viewers, audience, and stuff. And I've got some very capable people next to me to hit you up with questions. So we're going to try to keep the questions, or the responses, and one person does go more than the other, I guess. So
Just keep it
appreciate.
family, yeah.
So I appreciate you coming up. Thank you, and I guess I'd love to. I'll let you guys ask, but I'd love to get a feel for how you feel about the election.
Before you start, just to keep it fair, I'm just gonna give everyone 2 minutes each question.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll just go from there.
I feel like the first question to ask here is how do you feel about the election tonight? How do you feel like it's going?
I think it went fine. I'm not a fan of preliminaries because I think they're costly to the town. But this is my first time really running for anything other than town meeting rep, and I think for what it is, I think it went well.
All right, thank you. What do you think your vision is for the town of Stoughton now that you're advancing to this next round?
Well, I don't want to give away any of my secrets. I have some ideas that concern the charter. I think our town is moving forward, but our bylaws and our charter isn't. And we all need to take a look at that. And I know we have a charter review committee, but I think with the years' experience that I have, I think I've seen other things in other towns that work. And we definitely need some major charter changes and bylaw changes. And that's something that I would work on if I get in.
All right. What do you consider to be the most important issue that the select board might need to address?
I would like to see the Board of Selectmen be more transparent. Maybe they need to have a special night for just citizens' comments. That would be very helpful, especially with like this controversial trash item that's coming up. I'm doing some research on it, and if there's another trash meeting on that, I definitely will be there, and I will bring up my issues with the items that I've found. But I think that the Board of Selectmen, I don't think they're moving in a way that is coinciding with A, society, B, with things that are going on in the town. And I think that a little modernization might be the way to go.
All right. Thank you. Do you have anything else that you might want to add or address to the people watching here today?
Yeah, I'd like to say, thank you for all the people that came out to vote, because I know that some people will say, oh, it's a preliminary. I'll wait till the real election. But it's a real election, and some people didn't make it. I did say it was going to be the 4 girls that came in, so I'm pretty proud of that. But I am very thankful for the men and women who came out to vote today and cast one of their votes for me. And I hope that they'll continue to do that in April. And, we'll see what happens.
All right.
Thank you
awesome.
for having me. I really
Yes,
appreciate it.
Yes,
Thank you
we
for coming.
appreciate it
Thanks,
as well.
And I see Lori? Yeah. All right. The thing is, when I look at the audience, I'm looking through that light, so I can't really see too well. Really grab a hot seat.
All right.
Thank you. Thank you for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
Thrilled to have you in. So I guess if you want to go through the,
All right. Well, I will do so. How do you feel the election has gone tonight?
I mean, I think it was wonderful. I finished in the top 4, so I'm excited to be here. My involvement in Stoughton politics has been fairly recent with the new elementary school vote. So, I feel I got a lot of support from those individuals who supported that. And again, I'm just happy to be here.
Oh, nice.
Happy to be here to support Stoughton.
Yeah. What do you feel is your vision for the town of Stoughton if you are to become a select person?
So I think my biggest vision, as you're asking me right after the vote finished, but I would say it's about increased community. I mean, for me, I guess in my professional life, I focus on community, and I think what I've learned through my time, through my involvement, has been that not a lot of people know what's happening in town. So I think we need to do a better job with that. And make it easier for people to get involved. Yeah, around town. Hey, I watch that show on Smack all the time.
the shameful plug. That's a
Hey,
shameful plug.
no, it's a good plug, but I think that has been helpful to me, learning everything that's going on around town. But I really think we need to do a better job with getting more community involvement.
Yeah, you covered it a little bit with regard to community involvement, but what do you think the most important issue that the select board needs to address is?
So I'm sure if you put anyone in the seat right now, it is the trash. I mean, that's the hot topic, but I think it just goes to show that's what our residents are interested in. And that's what we need to do. We need to listen to the residents, all of our residents, right? And get their feedback so we can make some informed decisions.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you for your time. We appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Also, before you get up, is there anything else you want to say to the audience listening?
I do. My last name is pronounced Jakes. Just want to do
You know-
that.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did
No,
I?
that's
So-
okay. That's all right.
So I was using the French version of
I
it.
know,
That's-
and many people do.
Okay.
Many people do. But
And the
um,
funny thing, just to say, I saw one of your videos and I saw how you pronounced it. And I pronounced
just
it.
think of Jake with an S on it. That's how what I needed to do when I first met my husband. So
My high school French came back. I said,
yeah, no, that's quite okay. But I'm very excited to be sitting here. I'm excited to serve the town of Stoughton. In the short time that I've been in this town, I love it. I love the diversity of it. I love the community. So I'm excited to get more involved and to hopefully one day be sitting up here permanently.
There you go.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Thanks
you,
so
Mike.
much.
Anybody else out there?
I don't see
I
any.
don't think so. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, we'll just go through the
Yeah, you want to go
count
through the
one more
numbers
time.
again?
And I just want to also, once again, this is preliminary. This is not technically final. And we still need to see like write-ins and like that. This is an unofficial count, basically.
Has to be certified by the clerk's
Right.
office, really what it comes down
Right.
to. These are the numbers we've gotten from the clerk's
Right.
office, but they do the final certification of the vote. So we're glad to.
And so, starting from the top in no general order, we have Robert Kirby with a total of 333, Deborah Roberts with a total of 889, Don Dino with a total of 568, we have Ed DeFelice with a total of 270, Mark Stankovich, I got that right. With a total of 491, Stephanie Carrara with 760, and Lori Jacks with 854. I got it right that time.
Okay, so I think to that point, so our four final candidates going on to the April election are Deborah Roberts, Lori Jacks, Stephanie Carrera, and Don Dino. So those are going to be the 4 candidates you'll see on the April 7th election. Again, that's Deborah Roberts, Lori Jacks, Stephanie Carrera, and Don Dino. You will see on the April 7th election. So
Yeah.
and
I mean, it
that's
was-
the 2 seats in the select board.
This was a close election.
This was a really
Yes, it
close
was.
election, right? So I mean, the total number of voters, right, cast votes was 4,165. So that was I mean, not to be, I wasn't expecting that many voters. So to me, that was a decent number of voters. Whether that truly, I don't know what the percentage is, but it was higher than I was guessing it would be. So, I mean, I'm pleased to see. I'm pleased to see any voters get out there and vote and educate themselves on the issues and get out there and vote. I think is always a good thing. So, you know, and to see 4,000 people come out and do that in a preliminary election, I think is a good thing.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I'd definitely be interested. I'm unsure if the statistics exist right now, but I'd be interested in seeing the contrast of how many votes that we got in this election versus how many votes we might have gotten for the other positions that we covered for last year's elections.
Yeah, and then last year was, as we know, that was a very contentious, contentious, right? So it was, you had the school, and you had a lot of you had the school question and also a you know, some tough elections. So that I expect there was a lot of energy for that one. So I'd be surprised if I know we're not near that number. So, and we'll see what happens in April, right? So April 7th, we could see higher numbers because of the 2 seats, right? So that'll be whoever wins that will be holding a seat on the select board up here at the table. So like Gloria said, so, you know, so that'll add another dimension in it. So I guess, is there anything else we want to cover? You want to close out? I mean, are there any other questions, I guess, coming up on the
No questions.
Feed that we should answer to, or?
We got some excited people though.
Yeah, that's good. I didn't see any of the candidates come by, and I know some of them had obligations, so that's fine. But so I'm glad that there was a couple of candidates who were able to be able to speak to you, the viewers. I mean, from this election night. So
We also should thank Dave for putting this all together, by the way.
Yes.
He texted me like 2 weeks ago, and he was like, "Hey, let's run it back. We got something big coming up." You know what I mean?
I need someone to keep me focused and keep me on the right track. And so, and I appreciate you both coming on. And I hope this was, you know, a great understanding for you from an educational perspective. I don't know if there's an opportunity for Amber and Luke to come out as we close out. I don't know if you guys want to come out of the control room and just say hello to the audience. Are they? No, okay.
They're nodding their
I think they're
heads,
kind of tied
so
up
I
going over the
assume
numbers.
they
How's
do
that
not
sound?
want
Yeah,
to.
They're
there
tied
we
up doing that. So
They're doing the work that makes us look pretty.
exactly, yes, oh for sure.
They're the backbone of this whole
There you go. Yeah,
live
exactly.
stream.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, Amber was downstairs entering those numbers. Luke's been pulling the graphics together, like, you know, it's been really great, and he's been keeping the the screen updated with all the graphics, and I'm sure you're seeing seeing all the graphics he put together for it. So I think that's been great. So I think with that in mind, I may close out. If you guys have any other comments, I think we'll close out. So I hope this coverage was informative to you and helpful, and provided you the excitement of the election and the preliminary election and getting the updates. Like I said, I'm sure there'll be more posted with the final numbers and certified, but I think we're safe to say there's enough. There's enough info out there. So, and I also like to thank Chris Taylor for helping me out tonight and joining me tonight and helping with the questions, the timing, and everything. And the editorial has always been good. And I also like to thank Anya, Luke, Amber again for doing all the behind scenes efforts to make this coverage possible. So this is Dave Walsh wishing you all a great day. And until next time, I'll see you around town. Okay, that's